I couldn't believe what I found in the electrician's briefcase. It turned out to be something impressive. I thought the electrician was a rather masculine man until I found several things in his briefcase that gave him away. Stay until the end to know this story. So make yourself comfortable, and we invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the little bell so you don't miss any video. It was a normal day, one of those days when routine seemed to be the only thing that existed. My house was being renovated, and the electrician, a man in his 30s named Roberto, had come to finish some repairs to the electrical installation. He was wearing a tight t-shirt that showed off his strong, muscle-filled arms and work pants that always made me think how good he looked. He wasn't a man who caused much of a stir, but there was something about his presence that made me feel a strange attraction. It wasn't just his physique, but that energy that emanated from him. That day, he asked me to help him move some furniture to give him more space to work. While I was doing it, I couldn't help noticing that, among the things in his briefcase, there was something strange. Some magazines were peeking out of the corner, and at first I thought it was nothing important, but my curiosity got the better of me. I decided to go closer to see what kind of magazines they were. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Instead of the typical electrical pamphlets or the tools of the trade, what I found was a magazine of muscular men. It wasn't just any magazine, it was pictures of naked men posing seductively. As I turned the pages, I discovered that it wasn't just a regular magazine, but there were several pictures of men with hearts drawn on them, some with handwritten phrases. My stomach flipped. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Are you liking the video so far? If so, leave us a like and subscribe. Let's keep going. My mind began to make quick connections, but something inside me told me to be cautious. The attraction I felt for Roberto was not new, but seeing him through that magazine, with his tastes revealed, made me realize what I really felt. Until that moment, it had been only a slight attraction, but what I was seeing awakened something deeper inside me. It was a confusing feeling, but very clear at the same time. Roberto, realizing that he had stared at me, quickly tried to conceal it, but the damage was already done. I looked him in the eyes, and an awkward silence settled between us. He tried to give me a nervous smile, but I couldn't help but notice that his cheeks reddened a little. For the first time, I saw something on his face that I hadn't seen before. Vulnerability. He didn't know what to do. Should he act as if nothing had happened? Should he mention it? After all, I couldn't be sure what that meant for him. I felt an almost urgent need to do something, to say something, to break the tense silence that enveloped us. But what frightened me most was the idea that maybe I had misunderstood everything. Maybe Roberto was not what I thought. Maybe that magazine had nothing to do with his real preferences. But then something inside me urged me to do it. I couldn't just stand there, paralyzed by fear of what might happen. After all, life was not something that could wait forever. Maybe this moment was my chance to discover something new about myself and about him. I looked at him and, in a firmer voice than I was feeling at the time, I said, "You don't have to hide it. I too have noticed that something between us is different. I've felt something from the beginning, Roberto." My heart was pounding as I waited for his response. My body was full of nerves, but something in his eyes told me that the conversation was not going to end in disaster. Before we continue, we invite you to give us a like and subscribe. Let's continue. He looked at me for a moment, as if he was evaluating every word I had said. He approached slowly, without saying anything, and when he was close to me, he stopped. His gaze was direct, but not aggressive, and a small smile appeared on his lips. A silence fell over us again, but this time it was different, much more relaxed. Finally, he said quietly to me, "I never thought you'd find out. I don't want you to misunderstand me, but yes, those pictures are of what I like, and I feel like it's more complicated than it looks." My heart skipped a beat. The way he said it made me understand that he wasn't just talking about the photos, but also about something much deeper. There was something else in that more complicated that resonated with me, and at that moment I knew that things would never be the same between us. What I mean is, I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but I do know that with you, I feel different, he added, his voice softer. He was being honest, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I didn't have to hide who I was. In that instant, the atmosphere changed completely. The air became thicker, but at the same time there was a sense of relief. There were no more secrets, and somehow that connected us in a way I hadn't anticipated. The attraction I had always felt for him was not just a simple desire, it was something much deeper, something I now understood. Without thinking about it, I approached him, and before he could react, I kissed him. It was a soft kiss, cautious at first, as if we were both trying to see if this was really what we wanted. But as the kiss intensified, the insecurities we both had dissolved. What started as a doubt became a shared desire. When the air parted, we looked into each other's eyes. Nothing more needed to be said. We both knew what we had started. In that instant, I knew my life had changed. I knew nothing would ever be the same again, but what surprised me most was the feeling of finally being in the right place. I had put aside insecurities, doubts, and fears. In that kiss, everything felt clear. Don't forget to subscribe and like us for more content like this. Let's continue. That afternoon, Roberto and I talked for a long time, sharing our fears, our insecurities, but also our hopes. As the conversation progressed, something inside me told me that this was just the beginning of something much bigger. We both knew that despite the complications that could arise, the desire we felt for each other was real, and what had started as a simple attraction was now blossoming into something much deeper. It wasn't easy, of course, but at that moment I understood that sometimes the most unexpected moments can change our lives forever. I couldn't believe that it all started with a simple magazine in a briefcase, but at that very moment I knew that what I had found was not only pictures of muscular men, but the beginning of a new life, of a new story for both of us. From that day on, things between Roberto and I began to transform. What seemed like a simple attraction turned into a deep connection, one that we could not ignore. Our relationship grew naturally, as if it was always meant to be. Every time we were together, the world around us disappeared. It no longer mattered whether people understood or not. What mattered was how we felt about each other. The love that had been born between us was not something that could be easily labeled, nor something that could be explained in simple words. It was something that simply existed, something that completed us. When we were together, everything made sense, as if the pieces of a puzzle were finally coming together. Months passed, and although it was complicated for both of us at first, we learned to navigate the waters of a relationship that to many seemed incomprehensible. However, we didn't care. Each passing day made us stronger, and although the uncertainty of what was to come was always a presence, we both knew that what we shared was worth it. Today, looking back, I can say that what happened that day changed my life forever. Roberto not only became my partner, but someone who taught me that love has no barriers, no labels. It just has to be real, and what we shared at that moment was something profoundly real. If you liked the video and this content brought you value, leave us a like and share it with your friends so you don't miss it.